Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Cup Heroes 2 replay. And I immediately forgot to thought I turned on my macros. Okay, apparently clicking on it didn't fix it. Spawn on the bottom left side is the blue OKW player. We got Last Smile. Spawn on the top right side is the red Soviets. We got Slafter. Well, I butchered that name well enough. But where did I see that? I remember seeing a windmill. Gotta love the old Compuros 1 windmills. You'd be surprised how many structures are just brought over from Compuros 1. You'd be surprised how well Compuros 1 does hold up. Usually just taking the computer items from Compuros 1, import them to the new game, touch up a couple things, and it's good to go. After all, a lot of old games actually did had high quality textures, just that modern hardware had to tone it down. But you can also see the age and the structure as well, where it's not exactly circular. You can see all the flat panels. At a glance, you won't notice it, but more stare at it, the more you realize it. Also, I've never seen the structure in the editor as well. Sort of surprised that's something that's not really used as a build-up structure, where we haven't seen all too much. Either way, enough gawking on the field objects. Now got Volksgrenadiers and conscripts now engaging each other. Got a pair of wells here. Makes me wonder. More I look at also maps, more wondering why are there two wells that close by each other? Was there some sort of feud between these two neighbors where this is my well and this is my well? They didn't want to share the wells? Oh well. For symmetrical map design, it does make sense. Just use the same items on both sides and you got guaranteed symmetrical. Red has gone for a double combat engineers, triple conscript opener. The OKW player has gone for the standard triple Volks, no Kupovagen. Though Kupovagens are not uncommon. But I can easily see the appeal of not going for one since it has a very short lifespan in the game, while Volksgrenadiers have a permanent lifespan, assuming you don't let it die. Volksgrenadiers push to the center map. These guys will get ripped apart by the conscripts. Heavy cover means nothing at that close range. Volksgrenadiers do get behind and or in front of heavy cover. Combat engineers will get some good flanking shots there. Combat engineers have good rifles. There's only one wound on the side. Actually, also the second guy is firing, but still not a good spot. Conscripts now flanking, get behind some light cover here. Good focus firing there. Good flamethrower pop. Flamethrowers do AoE damage. They're not behind heavy covers, so they don't take the bonus damage. But AoE is itself a bonus damage. More Volksgrenadiers on the build queue. Conscripts now advancing, trying perhaps to capture the fuel sector, which he should be able to get it. The tractor's wired off. You know, Drum Piner's wired off the tractor, not decide to figure out if it's still running or not to drive it away. Got a bit of wire there in front of the sandbags. Very nice. More wire there. Both players being very aggressive with wire placement. Very, very nice. Both players taking time to do it. Personally, when I was playing, I never really took time to build wire along stuff, because I'd rather have the units go around capturing up locations rather take time to wire something off. It is even though the wire and sandbags are free, it still has a cost of build time and thus occupy the hands of the units that's building it. So there is an opportunity cost. So it's not entirely completely free. Because if a squad's not pushing forward to capture up a sector, you lose out on the missions of fuel, or at least try to decapture a sector to deny that income to your opponent. But don't get me wrong, there is good value in placing down sandbags and placing down wire. I just have a different set of priorities when I ever play this game. Also, if a unit's capturing up a sector, might as well build sandbags, since the cost of the opportunity cost is inherently pretty low. Volkswagen just behind some good heavy cover.
The command vehicle has gone static. HQ operations now underway.
Mechanized HQ now deployed on the field. Mechanized HQ that has been deployed on the field. Got MG34. We do have the Fearstorm Doctrine. The Fearstorm Doctrine does go quite well with the Mechanized HQ since the Open Blitz truck is also an ambulance. So you have another source of healing there that's actually usable, unlike the Storm Pioneer's medical supplies.
34 gun crew ready for action.
Volkswagen getting focused down there, they have to fall back. Good little pick there by Red. Oh, Red lost. No, I do not know why, but the engineers not having him with the mindset upgrade made me thought that he lost the squad. We do now have Tier 1 deployed on, or Tier 3 deployed on the field by Red, the Soviet player. So maybe T-70. The OKW player can counter either with a Vulcanwurfer or with a Puma. The Puma is relatively expensive. Excuse me. The Puma does cost 70 fuel, which is and 320 manpower. The T-70 is the same fuel cost and less manpower. So the Puma, while effective versus the T-70, also does fall off quite quickly. Where it's expensive, and once it kills off the T-70, there's nothing much it can do. Personally, I think Pumas are actually a little bit overpriced for a counter unit. T-70 on the build queue. Another conscript squad by Red. You can also eye to research the mobilized reserves, get the 5-7-man squad early. However, you get that for free just by building Tier 4. And you don't get any refund or rebate when you build Tier 4 if you do research it. So I wonder how many people realize you can actually research this in this tech level. Conscripts are pretty nice. You don't have to have a 7-man squad. 7-man squads are, of course, very nice. Conscript squad does fall back there. This conscript squad firing away. T-70 push way forward. We do actually have a Puma. I wasn't paying attention to that. I think probably the Puma has a pretty fast production time at least. If possible, Panzerfaust could be very useful. Panzerfaust fires, connects, and here comes the Puma. Unlike his big cat brothers, this fast cat is ready to pursue the T-70. Does a couple pens there, of course, the Puma. But the Puma, this should be easy win for the Puma. Puma does get the kill there. Puma just need falls back, get repairs. And now it's not going to be super useful. Other than providing some inherent protection from future vehicles in case anyone's going for looks or a Warframe half-track. As the Puma does not offer much anti-infantry support. Its Pinto mount is okay. Good strike there on those Volksgrenadiers. I wonder, the Puma does use a MG42 sound effect. Yep, that's MG34. Just like the 222 is actually MG34. Germans use MG30. Speaking of MG34s, the second one has been put on field. The Germans mostly use MG34s in their vehicles, or the MG42 is because the barrel of the MG42 had to be replaced by pulling it forward, while the MG34 can be pulled off the side. That's why they use MG34s on the vehicles on the MG42s. Good mortar hit there, force him back. And the thing is, well, with the Puma on the field, you don't have to go for a Zis gun. It offers such poor anti-infantry, you can just pretty much ignore it. You may be able to pick it off of a handful of AT grenades, but honestly, the munitions in that case would be worth more than the Puma. Well, it'll take like 4 AT grenades, 5 AT grenades to take out a Puma. Do you really want to spend 125 munitions on taking out Puma? Molotovs have been thrown there. The Volkswagens do overrun the conscripts. The other conscript squad does fall back. Conscripts do have the efficiency 1 ability, the tripwire flare, which is one of my favorite abilities in the entire game. It's such a nice ability. Right from landmines? Nah, let's go for something non-doctional. Trip flares. Volkswagens do take a bit of damage. They do throw in Incendiary Grenade. Column Engineer could be merged. He decides not to merge it. Volkswagens do take a little bit of damage there. Volkswagens need to fall back now. They do get wiped. We do now have a half track here. Whether that's going to be for battle group or sheer panzer quarters. Volkswagens here need to fall back. Is he lagging? Okay, he is falling back now. Mortar rained a little bit short. Or quite significantly short, honestly.
Secure the vehicle. Location set. Begin conversion. Ready for action.
Conscripts roaring away. MG34 does fall back there. Puma, he's helping. He needs to push forward to get that Pinto Mountain range. And something I noticed when I was looking into this, I could have sworn I saw a little bit. That MG may be a little bit bugged. I saw something that looks like a little bit of clipping there when the other time I zoomed in onto it.
Command half-track has been permanently established as a static post.
We do now have a mechanized armor company now being employed in the field, so tier 4 T-34-76s are perfectly adequate against Pumas, or actually just straight up good. Mass Pumas can counter T-34-76s, but T-34-76s are pretty good in this situation. He has not selected Doctrine. He can bring in T-34-85s, more T-34-85s, or KV-1s. I'm actually more leaning towards KV-1s, but then I have a bias against T-34-85s and bias towards KV-1s. Also, could get some PPSHs. You could cut that wire if you so choose. MG34 does get a bit of suppression there, and the conscripts or the Shun Pioneers do save the munitions sector. Gonna send the MG34. Incendiary grenade there. Volkswagen to fall back. Conscripts coming for a raw flank. This gun in the region as well. Volkswagen to get some good damage. Overall, while he does have tier 4, the Soviet player, I would definitely advise against Katusha because the OKW player should be willing to gamble and sacrifice a Puma to get out a Katusha, to remove a Katusha. Since he knows how little of lifespan the Puma has left. So I would say overall be best go for T-34-76 or a doctrinal call-in. Flame Engineers do get exploded. Their pack does explode. Another SWS half-track on the build queue, which he has gone for Battle Group HQ, which makes sense for medics. He could have gone for, like I said, Fierce Storm for the Opal Blitz for a bit of healing. So right now the OKW player is very far from blowing out a medium tank. And here's a problem as well going for Puma with OKW. Like I said before, in the T-70 and the Puma were equal fuel costs. So the Soviet player is not down any fuel, any additional fuel, by losing the T-70 to a Puma. But the teching up from that position for the OKW player means he has to invest some additional fuel on just the just get out medics. Strips do not get wiped out there. Snow Pioneers gets good work done, and the MG34 does press this conscript squad, does recover, and does fall back now. E2 76 on the field, a perfectly fine tank right now, which should provide a lot of pressure. He's very far from getting out of sheer panzer quarters. Is he on sheer panzer quarters back here? Why there? I can understand being defensive, keeping it nice and safe and to one of your base sectors, but he could at least deploy it out right here, provide some coverage for these VPs or these strategic points, because at least that would be nice and safe and still provide some field support. But way back there does get us turret jam. That's still a nice thing about the Puma though. That's why I said how much it's it does fall off pretty quick. This ability allows us to stay in the game for a little bit longer, the aim shot ability. It's 45 munitions for a turret jam. Turret jam is incredibly powerful. It's very difficult to use a tank when a turret's jammed. Just make sure you can move out of that same spot. It also, if you use on a casemate such as a SU-85, I'm pretty sure that's a full stun. So the Puma does have some scalability, but does fall off in this part of the game. Plus, right now, he doesn't exactly have 45 missions to keep on spamming out that ability. Puma does take another pen there from the Zis gun, giving a Veterancy 1. Mechanical Warfare does take a small hit there. Puma gets a good shot. Using aim shot once again. Gets another turret jam. Conscripts do get wiped out there. We do have 7-man squads on the rest of these guys.
Marking and targeting of vehicles is now available. 120.
Let's see, did this guy have 7-man squad? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only see 5 guys there. Must have worked the 5 guys restaurant. Ooh, was that a bit of friendly fire there from the T-34? One friendly kill, massive friendly fire hit there. Good hits there onto the T-34. And the conscripts do fall back there. Conscripts do get suppressed.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Nice little bit of mortar smoke. Panzer authorization has been authorized. Conscripts has fallen back. Auxiliaries on top of the VP. Conscripts on top of a bit of light cover. Or should say in light cover since it's a crater. Now do have a squad of guards. He has selected the guard motor coordination tactics. And this folks could go down. They're pretty stacked up. T-34-76 rolls a miss there. T-34-76 has pretty good hull-mounted machine guns and coaxials, so gotta make sure you keep those going. Good damage there on T-34-76. Does get a hit, nice double tap there, but not enough to kill it off. The Puma does 120 damage, not 160.
We have lost a mortar crew.
Mortar does get decrewed there. Landmine detonated there. The Kenworth took a pretty good hit. Great hit there onto the Sturm Pioneers. Splashes the other Volksgrenadiers. The Kenworth will escape on out of there. Good shot there onto the conscripts. We got both these Volksgrenadiers now falling back.
Reconnaissance vehicle ready. Target captured. No enemy.
He did use the aim shot ability there. Aim shot ability has a perfect accuracy against infantry. This ability is also pretty useful for counter sniping. We do not have a OKW Panzer IV in the build queue. We do have a T-34-85 on the field as well. Quite a good time to get one out. Definitely a good call to go for a T-34-76 first. T-34-85 does get a good shot in the conscripts. Volksgrenadiers heading down south. Our squad does get forced on back, taking a bit of damage upon retreat. May lose a couple more guys. We've got now the conscripts here. Could advance forward to a bit of light cover. Great shot there by the lag, wounding both the squads quite significantly. Good shot there. Conscripts are on the way forward. T-485 reversing on in, gets a good pen there in the Panzer IV. Not a rear armor shot, does a front armor hit. Double tap there onto the T-485. Mark target onto the Panzer IV. And as well, the Puma has access to the aim shot, which could be very useful. Commandeers do fall back. Got an MG-34 in a good position, so are the Volks. Bit of friendly fire damage there.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Incendiary grenade was thrown there, or Molotov. Howdy. Yep, that's a 1v1. We can do some 2v2s next game, if you like. Conscript. Doesn't take any damage there. We've got now this next light shot. Splashes a little bit, nothing too significant. Sounds good. Conscripts do fall back, severely wounded. We do now have the conscripts pushing forward. M354 activating incendiary rounds early. So suppress the conscript squad there. T-34 76 advancing. Conscripts coming in for an AT grenade. Has enough munitions, has almost 100 munitions at the moment, so another Mark target could be brought on in if he so chooses. But probably not really a good idea to do that on a Puma. But going for an AT grenade will consume enough munitions, so he can't go for another Mark target for now. Especially when he threw the Molotov there. Shrimp Pioneers over there. You throw 85 up here because he marked target in the Panzer IV. Gets a miss, but splashes the Panzer IV. So I have no idea how much damage it precisely does. It may be full damage.
The enemy is down to 100 points.
We are ready to go, comrade.
Puma push straight forward. Got a smoke barrage there. Very nice. No MGs for red. Going from S-285. I don't think it should go for one. As much as I like the S-285, it's only fighting against a single Panzer IV and Puma. T-34 76s and 85s should be more than plentiful. Engineers trying to go for Panzerfaust perhaps, but maybe not. Engineers do decapture the point. Decides to fall back. You have now the tracking ability being utilized. Tracking significantly increases sight radius. Infantry can be tracked through fog forward. Infantry, not vehicles. Because that's a doctrinal ability. A really bad one. T-476 does roll up bounds. Targeting there. Heat rounds. He has selected the elite armor doctrine, so he has loaded up some heat rounds. Guards almost gets wiped out there. Conscripts do fall back there. Got now the Su-85 advancing. There's way too much here. The Panzer IV should just keep its distance. Got a lot of AT sources here. AT gun, Su-85, T-385, T-376. Volkswagen do fall back. One more pin. The OKW Panzer IV is done for. Could go for a Jag Panzer if he wants to go something a little bit more cheaper and more effective versus armor.
The enemy has only 50 points remaining.
OKW players down to 48 tickets, not too many. Lig is desperate, going up north to capture the VP.
The enemy is taking what
And now got the Shrimp Pioneers take a little bit of damage there. Shrimp Pioneers do fall back. This barrage onto the Vickenwerfers. Puma may have got a pen there. But of course, the T-85 has more health than normal, so that will reduce damage shot is not too significant. That does leave it vulnerable to a Panzerfaust though.
enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Volkswagen instead of map in force, but getting hit by multiple sources. May see a light artillery barrage. Nope, does not have enough munitions for it.
Points.
And the OKW player has surrendered. This is Angrid saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.